Factor Electronics. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'd like to introduce you to the PA1000 and the PA2000 ultra high power factor stereo amplifiers. The PA1000 delivers 350 watts times 2 at 8 ohms, 540 watts times 2 at 4 ohms, and it's 2 ohms stable, delivering 1500 watts times 2 at 2 ohms peak power. The PA2000 is almost double that power. It's 700 watts times 2 at 8 ohms, 1200 watts times 2 at 4 ohms. And keep in mind, this is continuous RMS power rating. Then we get into the peak power rating of 2800 watts times 2 at 2 ohms and almost 5000 watts in bridge mode at 4 ohms. These are ultra high power amplifiers and they're built for ultimate reliability. Let's take a look at the front and back panels. First, the front panel. We've got two large vents here to bring air into the amplifier, power switch. There's volume controls for each channel. Now these amplifiers can be run in stereo mode, 2-channel. They can be run in bridge mode, single channel, and they can also be run in what's called parallel mode. And what parallel mode is, you still have two independent channels, two independent volume controls, but you only need to put a single mono signal into the first channel, channel A, and that mono signal is played in both the channel A and channel B outputs. Now let's take a quick look at the back panel. On the back panel of the PA1000 and 2000, they're both identical. As you can see, we've got two silent running cooling fans here, one on either side of the amplifier. We have XLR balanced inputs. We have 1/4 inch balanced inputs, and one of the unique features of these amplifiers is that if I plug into the balanced XLR input, the 1/4 inch jack is parallel to that and it becomes an output. So I can take that output to another amplifier or to a subwoofer if I want to. Same goes for the second channel. And if I plug into the 1/4 inch input, it's paralleled again to the balanced XLR input, and it becomes an output. So either or, you can use an XLR connector or a 1/4 inch connector on these. There's a clip limiter that can be switched on or off. We recommend that you keep it on at all times. It doesn't really affect the audio signal, but it does protect the input stage from being overloaded when it's in the on position. Then we have a slide switch. In the center, it's for stereo operation, so you have two independent channels. Up is for parallel operation. When you take an input into channel A, that input will also be broadcast in channel B outputs. And then we have our bridge mono switch, and that combines the two amplifiers for one mono channel ultra high power. The mono power of the PA1000 is 3000 watts, and the mono power of the PA2000 is practically 5000 watts. Very high power amplifiers. Now when you're using the bridge mono switch, you're going to be connecting to the two red terminals, and these are our output terminals. These can take binding posts or they can unscrew and you can insert the wire directly in. We also have speak-on outputs, and it's +1, -1, and +1, -1 on the second output as well. That's the wiring configuration for the speak-on outputs. And then we have dual fuses here. The AC input, you're also switchable between 120 volt and 240 volt operation. So let's pop the top and take a look inside. The PA1000 and 2000 are built around ultimate reliability. We're only using Japanese-made original parts on these amplifiers. Our output transistors are the Toshiba brand 2SC5200, and Toshiba is known for making one of the most reliable output transistors that you can get. The PA1000 uses 16 Toshiba output transistors, and the PA2000 uses a whopping 32 Toshiba output transistors. Now let's take a look at the internal layout of the amplifier. It's laid out in a very logical way. We have the power transformer in the second, and this is a massive toroidal power transformer that delivers maximum current to the amplifiers when they need it. Then we have our cooling fan rails down each side of the amplifier, and as you can see, the front panel venting and the back panel fans pull the air through the amplifier and keep it extremely cool. Now this amplifier is on right now, and we've got both of these fans running. These are whisper quiet fans. These amps can actually be used for home stereo use if you really want to get some serious power for your home stereo speakers or home stereos, subwoofers, things like that. You can put these in a rack in your living room and you literally cannot hear them. You have to put your ear right up to the amplifier to even know that the fan is on. It's so quiet, it's unbelievable. Anyways, these amplifiers are built to be used in multiple applications. So these can be used for PA, big stage setups where you have bands, touring bands. They can be used in clubs, restaurants, and bars to power speakers. Now, amazingly, these amps are 8 ohm, 4 ohm, and 2 ohm stable. And what that means is in 8 ohm, I can connect 2 8 ohm speakers, 1 to each side. In 4 ohm, I can connect 4 speakers, 2 to each side. And in 2 ohm mode, I can connect 4 speakers to each side of the amp. So each amp can power up to 8 8 ohm speakers independently. But what's more is that these amps can be used in 25 and 70 volt installations as well. For instance, the PA1000 and the PA2000 can power up to 125 70 volt speakers that are tapped at 10 watts each off each channel. So theoretically, these amps could power up to 250 10 watt 70 volt speakers. So these amps are used a lot of times in large restaurants, large bars, community centers, and any large installation that requires a maximum amount of power. If you're a professional installer and you're ever wondering how you can use a PA1000 or 2000 in your commercial or professional audio job, all you have to do is call us here at Factor Electronics. We can explain to you how to work out all the impedances, whether you've got a 50 speaker job, a 250 speaker job, or a straight ahead 4 speaker job. We can explain everything to you, how it's going to work, how you're going to connect it to the amp, and how you can maximize the amplifier to get the best sound in your installation. Visit us at www.factorelectronics.com.